has always been that love is the solution to everything. Has always been. That has not changed so much.
Picture an investment company where love and honesty are the buzzwords, where office politics is virtually non-existent, and where fun is a necessary ingredient in the mix. Even better, picture a daycare center on the very same building where you take your children for safekeeping while you're at work, or a meditation room where you can escape from the pressures of a stressful day. This is no fairy tale. Such an investment company does exist. It's Jamaica Money Market Brokers Limited, a money market company started over 5 years ago by its visionary Joan Duncan. JMMB began with one woman's dream for a money market in Jamaica, and in 1992 this dream became a reality. 6 years later, with branches in Kingston, Portmore and Montego Bay, JMMB has grown to become the largest player in the money market, capturing in excess of 40% of market share. Only in March did JMMB receive the 1997 Entrepreneurial Award from the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce for exceptional growth and innovation. JMMB has brought the money market to the very ordinary investor who, with as little as 1,000 Jamaican dollars, can invest in safe, low-risk securities.
Right back after these messages.
The Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, UTEC Jamaica, #1 for innovation and entrepreneurship. After 10 years of service, we create the entrepreneurial mindset, enabling all our students to have a registered innovative business before they graduate. Enjoy the benefits of ease and convenience of our virtual 24/7 space at our Technology Innovation Center. Apply now and reap the rewards.
You know them, the movers, the shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today. University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
Hi, I'm Yendi, and today we're talking about mortgages. That big investment with even bigger returns. When you choose a JMMB Bank mortgage, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, and more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey towards home ownership. You're not alone. Click on the link to learn more and discover why at JMMB Bank we're giving you more than just a mortgage.
The Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, UTEC Jamaica, #1 for innovation and entrepreneurship. After 10 years of service, we create the entrepreneurial mindset, enabling all our students to have a registered innovative business before they graduate. Enjoy the benefits of ease and convenience of our virtual 24/7 space at our Technology Innovation Center. Apply now and reap the rewards.
You know them, the movers, the shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today. University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
Hi, I'm Yendi, and today we're talking about mortgages. That big investment with even bigger returns. When you choose a JMMB Bank mortgage, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, and more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey towards home ownership. You're not alone. Click on the link to learn more and discover why at JMMB Bank we're giving you more than just a mortgage.
Welcome back. You're watching the 9th annual Joan Duncan Memorial Lecture. The theme for this year is A Suh Di Ting Set, the urgent need to bring back moral and social ethics to our public and private priorities. We're very happy to have on our panel Professor Paul Golding, prolific researcher and former Dean of the College of Business and Management at the University of Technology. Welcome. Mrs. DUNCAN-SCOTT, Group Chief Culture and Human Development Officer, JMMB. Reverend Dr. Devon Dick, Pastor, Boulevard Baptist Church. Welcome. And Mr. Karl Graham, Senior Research Officer, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP. Welcome, panelists, to this a special welcome to the studio audience. From your perspective, panelists, I'm going to go with you now. What do you individually feel and think the meaning of a Suh Di Ting Set in the context of this, our social ethics? Starting with, what do you think it means?
Well, you know, I'm going to sound like an academic, right? So the thing has to do with values, and values is a part of our culture. It's more like the tacit or the non-material part of our culture, which basically says that, listen, this is who we are as a people, separate and apart from any other person there is in the world. And those values range, runs the gamut. Okay. But that's basically what it is. What do we live by? What do we believe in? What is important to us? What will we die for? Kind of a thing. Okay. Yes.
Mr. Duncan, what is it?
So a Suh Di Ting Set is a serious mindset that we have in Jamaica. I think it's a very prevalent mindset. And what I'd love us to get from this conversation today is the impact of that mindset. So it's a way of thinking, and like the whole way agrees to a Suh Di Ting Set. And therefore, you know, quickly, there's a book we call The 3 Laws of Performance, and the first law says, your performance correlates to how the world occurs to you. You understand? So if we think a Suh Di Ting Set, a Suh Di Ting Set, there is no possibility, you know, not coming out. We can't move from there. We're stuck right there. If a Suh Di Ting Set, a Suh Di Ting Set. Because that's how we think. Because thinking leads to being, leads to doing, leads to having. Right? So that is what that's what I'm looking forward to exploring today.
Okay. Got you. Thank you so much. Reverend Dick, Suh Di Ting Set.
I congratulate the organizers of this Joan Duncan Memorial Lecture to use our Jamaican language, a Suh Di Ting Set. Okay. You know, to affirm it, to big it up, to have confidence that it can be used for a scholarly lecture. Yeah. And in saying a Suh Di Ting Set, it is saying to us that how things are in the country is not by accident. It's deliberate, it's a design, it's intentional. So we are saying that it is structural. That's how it's arranged, and that structure is powerful. We are saying that it is pervasive. Donna said prevalent. So it's not just in some little spot here and there, but it's all over. You know, it's systemic. And then we are asking ourselves the question, if it's Suh Di Ting Set, how will we analyze it, and how will we reset it?
Thank you. Karl, Suh Di Ting Set, what's your understanding of that?
Well, to just put it bluntly, when you hear a Jamaican say a Suh Di Ting Set, the inference is as though there is a bit of hopelessness, that it is set in this particular paradigm, it is set in this way, and that it is unchangeable. You know, and I too would like to congratulate the foundation for having this discussion and putting the vernacular, you know, because a lot of Jamaicans really will readily be able to identify with that phrase. And here we really want to change that mindset so that we can now shift the focus to say, listen, a Suh Di Ting Set, but we can reset the thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
We're definitely actually into that space of looking to reset in our conversation.
Yes.
A Suh Di Ting Set is really something that we really have to look at and see where our mindset is as a country.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for really saying that out. Very interesting and enlightening discussion. And you're watching the 9th annual Joan Duncan Memorial Lecture. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Yendi, and today we're talking about mortgages. That big investment with even bigger returns. When you choose a JMMB Bank mortgage, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, and more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey towards home ownership. You're not alone. Click on the link to learn more and discover why at JMMB Bank we're giving you more than just a mortgage.
The Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, UTEC Jamaica, #1 for innovation and entrepreneurship. After 10 years of service, we create the entrepreneurial mindset, enabling all our students to have a registered innovative business before they graduate. Enjoy the benefits of ease and convenience of our virtual 24/7 space at our Technology Innovation Center. Apply now and reap the rewards.
You know them, the movers, the shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today. University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
Hi, I'm Yendi, and today we're talking about mortgages. That big investment with even bigger returns. When you choose a JMMB Bank mortgage, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, and more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey towards home ownership. You're not alone. Click on the link to learn more and discover why at JMMB Bank we're giving you more than just a mortgage.
The Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, UTEC Jamaica, #1 for innovation and entrepreneurship. After 10 years of service, we create the entrepreneurial mindset, enabling all our students to have a registered innovative business before they graduate. Enjoy the benefits of ease and convenience of our virtual 24/7 space at our Technology Innovation Center. Apply now and reap the rewards.
You know them, the movers, the shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today. University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership at the University of Technology to present the 2022 Joan Duncan Memorial Lecture. Around the topic, a Suh Di Ting Set. We need to bring back ethics and moral principles to the public and private priorities. But why is this discussion even important? Here are some behaviors that are ethically questionable but have been normalized in our society. Paying off the police at a traffic stop.
Boy, officer, when you say left or right, boy, I want you know, say me take the left, you know. Yeah, man, me deal with that thing for you.
Buy your driver's license, cause you know, like take exam. Scammer them there, scamming people, old people, people who are vulnerable. Cause why? A Suh Di Ting Set. Lying to someone, telling them,
yeah, man, me so come, and they're right round the corner, me so come. Not even left out yet.
Taking what is not yours, aka stealing. Why? A Suh Di Ting Set. The entrenched impatience to even wait your turn in a simple line. So you have to beg lie, whether it's a traffic line or a bank line.
Yo, brother, beg your blind now. Move and go now. Come in front, can you class stop me?
A Suh Di Ting Set. The lecture seeks to ventilate questions such as, where are we now? Can we listen to the younger generation? Can we all agree on some values and attitudes? What values are we carrying to the future? What kind of society are we building?
Welcome back to the Joan Duncan lecture. Today we are talking about the urgent need to bring back moral and ethical values to the public priorities. Now, we just want to highlight that we spoke to you about what it is that we are talking about in terms of ethics and what it means. So we want to find out from Professor Golding, who you have done a real thorough research recently on social ethics in Jamaica. What are some of your key findings that you have that you want to share with us as we set the context for our discussion?
I want to mention two things, especially in light of the theme of Suh Di Ting Set. 80% of Jamaicans polled believe that corruption are how the thing set. 80%. If nothing else, that is the most poignant point that was made by the people. And usually when I do my research, I like to go in the field and do some of the interviews just to get an understanding as to how people feel. And listen, this is it. If nothing else, this may be the most important point coming out of all of this, and not that is new. There's one more point I want to bring out. We looked at about 19 different values. And when we were trying to predict what factor is consistent throughout these values, there are two things that came out. One, persons who pray more than once per day. And two, people who go to church at least once per week. Those were the persons who undergirded the values that we consider important. Mm-hmm. Some of them we may have problems with because we looked at a whole set of things. We looked at abortion, prostitution, theft, scamming. We looked at a whole range of things. Sex before marriage. I said abortion before. So those are 2 points that there are some other points, but those are 2 critical points that I'd like to share.
Okay, thank you so much. Mrs. Duncan-SCOTT, how does the mindset, Suh Di Ting Set, impact the results we are getting in our country today? How does that impact the results?
Exactly. So following on 80%, as you say, it's nothing new because a Suh Di Ting Set. So we believe that, like the buying of the driver's license, I recently had a situation and learned that how prevalent it is, the buying of driver's license. So can you imagine young people choosing to buy them license because they'll avoid doing the exam, or even if they just pretend to do the exam. But the reason why they have to do it is because the examiner is going to fail them for every little thing. So they now feel like they don't have no choice. I better them just buy the license. You see what I'm saying? So what I want to bring out here is that the Suh Di Ting Set It's not like, it's not mad people. We're not mad people. We're not mad people. It's like, you make, okay, if the examiner is going to fail me for any little thing, I might as well buy the license. You see the rationale right there? So therefore, the Suh Di Ting Set now is when we have to, what I want to realize, what I want to bring out is that it's not about making people wrong. It's the same first law there. If the thing occurs a certain way, then you are going to make a rational decision consistent with that. You understand? So I want us to bring out that it's not to me, it's not like right or wrong. I mean, not to make them wrong or anybody wrong. What we have to do is now really start having the conversation and being real about the thing. So I had to talk to my daughter and say, we're not buying a license. If you have to do the exam 3 times, you have to do the exam 3 times. And we're not doing that. You follow what I'm saying? But when I heard her argument but hold on, but mommy, if they're going to fail for everything, you understand what I'm saying? So it's not about making anybody wrong or anything like that. It's having the real conversations now in our country to bring out these things. So that's why it's a great conversation to start. But we really have to have it because it's not like, it's just thinking about it for anybody. If the world occurs a particular way, your performance is going to correlate with that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that. Reverend Dick, in the early 1990s, the Prime Minister P.J. Patterson launched the Values and Attitudes Program. This was to promote the attitudinal change in our society. Why didn't it work? What was missing then, the presence of which, if we have now, would make a difference? What do you think was the issue there?
Very good question there, Prince. Perhaps the wrong person to answer why it didn't work. But for Values and Attitudes campaign to work best, it has to have a wide buy-in.
Okay.
It was seen as a PMP government thing. So whenever you're bringing in a values campaign, it's best to have a wide cross-section, everybody on the table, and to agree that these are the values, this is the moral vision that we have, these are the things that are just and responsible and sustainable and wholesome, and it has to get even greater prominence from the entire society, private sector, civil society, church, political parties, professional groups. You have to. It's a difficult process to it, not a quick fix. So it's like you're putting in a Zozo. It's going to be there for a while. So you have to work on it diligently. It has to be properly resourced with people, with financial resources, use of media, public education. So if we are going to go that route of getting back to our values and attitude, then we will have to do those things.
Okay. Thank you, Reverend. KARL, you could add to that?
Yes, because this, to the kind of conversations, I remember I was a part of that early part, the values and attitude, and it's about, it was, at that time we're thinking it's about promotion, and I remember that kind of. But what since then now, what I realize is that unless we have some genuine conversation, because remember, if you think that, even if you can promote the values when the people say, but all I'm hearing is that, so you can say what you want, so I know what the thing said. I know what the thing said. You follow what I'm saying? So it's really a real genuine conversation to let us explore this thing about Suh Di Ting Set. Is it a fact or is it an interpretation? You follow what I'm saying? So mindset change requires some serious conversation. Really sit down. So you're right, there's a lot of investment in that. Really sit down and let's talk out the thing. Talk it out. And what is it that really is going to work for us as a country? What kind of country we want to create? Is it Suh Di Ting Set will work for we? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. KARL, you're with the management of public funds at your accountability. Do you think the mindset in the public sector in terms of financial management is an issue? As that Suh Di Ting Set people just do their thing? How do you actually work through that as you manage the public funds in your business, accountability?
Well, at JAMP, the focus or mission is really to look at accountability in public financial management. And as you say, to look at how the government and how public bodies spend taxpayer money. Because what taxpayers really want is value for money. So when we have this perennial issue in Jamaica of the 9-day wonder, you have a scandal pop up, it's in the media for a while, and then nothing happens. What we found in the research at JAMP is that the Auditor General has done an astronomical job in terms of identifying the areas where there are problems in the public sector. But the issue is that, of course, the mindset, it is pervasive, as Suh Di Ting Set, and that there is nothing that can be done to change it. But at JAMP, we are committed, and we want to engage citizens to say, listen, we can do it together. We are committed to have the discussion and to change it, to change the mindset from simply saying nothing can be done. How we look at things is that as citizens, we have a particular power. Politicians solicit our votes. And so we are the persons that put them in power. We are the ones that employ the government. Across the private sector, no entity, no business can operate sustainably if it continues to lose money to the tune of billions of dollars per year. Cannot be sustainable. So then why do we as citizens have to sit back and simply say, a sort of thing set, when it really burns our pockets? So, you know, the thought, it really does pervade straight across the board, public and private sector. But we do believe that it can be changed and that the mindset can absolutely be changed and that better is yet to come.
We need to have sanctions when there is misconduct. But what we're finding is that nothing happens. For example, I think there was a government agency within tourism. Persons who are, the job requires a master's degree. You don't even have enough subjects, and you get the job, and nothing happens. And there's the same thing happen at JUTC and the other places, and nothing happens. What they said is they're going to do, we're going to make them register into a university. Suppose the university don't accept them, or they don't get the first degree or the second degree, nothing happens. And all they had to do, if they wanted, was to change the rules and say that persons can get the job if you have 5 CXCs plus experience. But you can't be having that the job requires a master's degree. You're still giving the person the job, and then you find some excuse and no sanction. You have to change that.
I just want to add something here, Prince, with the research. Most Jamaicans feel that the most corrupt body is government, bar none. The coming out best of the lot was the media. Private sector wasn't as bad. Local government wasn't as bad, but it is thought that central government is where all these things happen and nothing gets done. So, that's what the thing said.
You know, I want to go back to something too. You see that the story that there's a story that you can't pass the exam because the license, they're going to fail you for every little thing. That's a story. Who knows that is, you know, it's just, it's a narrative that we've all bought into now, and there's sort of things set. You see what I'm saying, guys? We have to take our time, just like what you guys are doing, one by one, and, you know, change the narrative.
Okay. We are back. We'll be right back. We are watching the Joan Duncan Memorial Lecture. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, I'm Yendi, and today we're talking about mortgages. That big investment with even bigger returns. When you choose a JMMB Bank mortgage, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, and more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey towards home ownership. You're not alone. Click on the link to learn more and discover why at JMMB Bank we're giving you more than just a mortgage.
The Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, UTEC Jamaica, #1 for innovation and entrepreneurship. After 10 years of service, we create the entrepreneurial mindset, enabling all our students to have a registered innovative business before they graduate. Enjoy the benefits of ease and convenience of our virtual 24/7 space at our Technology Innovation Center. Apply now and reap the rewards.
You know them, the movers, the shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today. University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
Development Officer, JMB, Professor Paul Golding, prolific researcher and former Dean of the College of Business and Management at the University of Technology, Mr. KARL Graham, Senior Research Officer, Jamaica Accountability Portal, and Reverend Dr. Devon Dick, Pastor of the Boulevard Baptist Church. So before we go to the questions from the audience, I just want us to try to put something on this in terms of where do we go from next. That is, let's reset the thing. Do we have the power to reset the thing? We are talking about Suh Di Ting Set, but we have to do a reset. What's the reset? What does a reset look like? And I'm going to ask Pastor, from the church point of view, what role does the church play in the reset of this thing?
The church has to play a significant role in terms of setting a moral agenda. We have to have respect for life, respect for all of life. So we must reset the inform of a dead culture. We have over 1,000 persons being killed, slaughtered each year. Have to change that. Everybody have to come on board and provide the proper information to the police. 167 persons up to Saturday killed on the road needlessly, right? So we have to deal with things that we will respect life more. And the church has a role in that. The church has a role also in advocacy and activism because it has to start also from the top with the government. I'll give you an example. There was a tax placed on gasoline to be used as a hedge against the price increases. The tax is taken, but it is not being used for that. Every week we see gas price going up. It is designated taxes, you know. If you and I did that, you know, we'll be in trouble. You can't use designated funds. And yet still the government has been doing that. So they need to remove that tax. The same thing happened to NHT funds. It is designated funds. And previous governments have used designated funds. And if ordinary citizens do that, it's trouble. So we have to ensure that the standards are set from the top. And we the citizens must go against this inform of a dead culture and report wherever we see these killings.
Thank you for that, Reverend. Donna, could you tell me, how do we get from where we are now to a vision and a values-led future?
Yeah. So as the Reverend was saying, it's it has to be wide engagement, wide and real talk, some real talk in our country. I don't think anybody like how if we continue on this Suh Di Ting Set, it's going to be more of the same. I mean, we don't like what we're having right now. The results are not, we don't like the results. So in order for us it's going to be a conversation at an individual level, in the family level, community level, national conversation. So this is, we just want to just kind of like tease it a little bit and say, so we have to have this conversation. Let me tell you one quick story. I am coming down Irishtown Hill and the same daughter is driving, right, learn a driving thing. And so we're coming down a steep road and we say, drive here. So I am going to drive here, right? And so we move around and so I get out of the car so she can come out of the driver's seat, so I will go in there. Some men are at a bar playing domino. And the men said to me, make her drive down the road. She have to be brave. You understand what I'm saying? And I said to them, this is my Jamaica. This is my Jamaica. This is why I love Jamaica. And the man said to me, it's heart, at the heart. At the heart. One of the men them said, it's from the heart. You see what I'm saying? We have something, Jamaicans have something, how we connect with people. So we and each other, we owe it to ourselves. Look at what we produce in the world. We owe it to ourselves to do the work, to reset the thing.
Yes, that's you.
All right.
Professor Golden, let me ask you, as the increase in technology desensitize us as we relate to each other, and as we seek to reset the thing, can we use technology in that sphere?
I think technology has made some changes, because what has happened is that social media, for instance, has kind of changed the dynamics as to what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. But I want to pivot, because I really think that at the heart of the change in Jamaica has to do with our politics. I think that what happened to our students, for instance, there's this fatalistic view that, listen, so the thing set, and there's nothing that is going to change. I'm not going to be able to do or achieve anything unless I have links. If I don't have any links, I might as well go overseas and try and live the dream there. There's no Jamaican dream,
Yes.
right? There's no Jamaican dream. We have had very little economic development over the years, and it seems as if what is happening between the two political parties is that they are trying to get as much as possible out of the system while they're in the system. There is not that leadership. I'd like to see, for instance, some kind of fiduciary relationship between we, the public, and the politicians, so that if they do something wrong, we sue them, right? There needs to be something like that. At the early stage, something which is not a big deal to do, I really think, for instance, that it's later on this year when there is their conference, what they need to do is to ensure that their supporters, for instance, observe traffic laws, sit down on the bus that they're in. They can make up all kind of noise inside there, but we can start from there. I remember the days, in which we used to go champs and we used to war, right? Casey and Calabar and whomever. But that was in the 80s, and it was part of the political discourse. That changed, and you may notice that also what has changed is how champs operate now. You will also notice something about Jamaicans. We excel in areas in which merit alone works, right? So if you want to run 9.58, you can run 9.58 and you don't need to sleep with nobody, right? You don't need to vote for nobody. You just go and do your thing. More of what we do must go back towards merit. And what will happen to a lot of our young people is that they will be more likely to stay here and say, well, okay, this is something I can build and there is something I can get from it. As opposed to the way it is now, in which there is a lot of cynicism, as Suh Di Ting Set. It's not going to change. Anyway.
Thank you so much. I'm going to turn now to a student in the audience. Will you stand and introduce yourself and ask a question to the panel?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tavoy Barrett. I'm the president of the UTech Students Union. And I think Professor just touched on a little bit of my question just now, that as it relates to technology and how that can be used to reset the thing. But more specifically, I'm going to ask my question centered around more future and how can we use technology and in particular social media to promote and to spread the change or the approach, the new approach, once the thing is reset? How can we use social media to really push that?
Thanks for that question.
I think social media can be used to push it, but we also need to understand that social media have embedded in it its own culture, in which it sets its own culture. And with all this metaverse and what have you, that is going to be even more so. But I think that we can use, even when we see with Julie Mango, that what we have done with that is to use that to say, well, boy, listen, we need to change how the thing's set. So that can be done. But we have to be very, very deliberate about it, because if not, the culture that is embedded in the technology is going to take us where it wants to take us.
Thank you. Any other question? Could you introduce yourself? Go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, panelists. My name is Damian McLean, and I am the chairman of the board of directors of the Jamaica Society for the Blind.
Welcome.
My question really speaks to the whole 9-day wonder issue, because I think one of the easier fix and the quicker fix around this whole Suh Di Ting Set is, how do we keep things on the agenda so that they are attended to? I think we're at a point now where people in public spaces, in leadership, they know the 9-day wonder phenomena, and they're prepared to take that risk and get away with stuff. So one of the best fixes is to attack it from there. But how do we really go about doing it, especially as civil society?
Okay, Karl.
And that is an excellent question. JAMP has fought hard to make sure that what we have on our website, we are tracking the breaches that have been highlighted by the Auditor General. And what we want to do is we want citizens to engage, because JAMP can't do it by themselves. Karl Graham can't do it by himself. Prince can't do it by himself. We need all citizens to come together and to uphold the moral and the ethical fabric that we want to see pervading from the government. Now, on JAMP's website, you can always write in to follow up on the issue, or to write to your member of parliament, to write to the permanent secretary. But we definitely need that kind of engagement from civil society and from the government, from the media, and as a whole, from the citizens of Jamaica.
Thank you, Karl. So in closing, we want to invite you to continue this conversation at home as we seek to really change and to transform. We have to transform our country. We have to, as we celebrate our 60th anniversary, we need to change the way we think. We have to get into the conversation for that. So here's what we are proposing. We want to reset the thing. So hashtag reset the thing. So if a person call you and say, hey, John, what's happening, man? I'm going to do that. Suh Di Ting Set. Say, no, man, reset the thing. So let's reset the thing as we leave this conversation today, because we think that we are better than that. All right? We are better than that. So I just want to ask if there's anybody else who wants to have anything to say before I thank you for rolling out this. Donna, any?
I am speaking on the Jamaican dream. What is your dream? And then, what is your dream for yourself, for your family, your community? And let us take it from there. If Suh Di Ting Set no help is going to give you a particular result, think of reset. See why you want to reset. Joan Duncan reset the thing. She reset the thing. And that's why we're having this lecture. And we have 1,000 team members across 3 different countries in the Caribbean. She reset the thing.
Right. Thank you. Pastor, any last word?
We have to have equality before the law. Can't have one law for the rich and one for the poor. You might not go with Paul's suggestion of suing the government, but you notice what happened in England where the Prime Minister, when he contravened the COVID thing, what happened? The police fined him. What happens in Jamaica? We need to reset the thing.
Yes. Any last comment, Karl?
Yes, and you know, as citizens, we really need to hold our employees accountable. Similarly to what Reverend Dick is saying, you know, you may not have to sue them, you know, you may not have the power to sue them, or you may not want to sue them, but certainly hold them accountable. They cannot be continued. It cannot be continued.
Thank you so much. This has been a really exciting discussion, and I'd just like to thank the Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, the JMMB Joan Duncan Foundation, Professor Colin Giles, Acting President of the University of Technology, Mrs. DUNCAN-SCOTT, Chief Cultural Human Development Officer, Professor Golding, Mr. KARL Graham, and Reverend Dr. Dick for just making this possible. And I could thank you, and good evening from our studios. Good evening.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Yendi, and today we're talking about mortgages. That big investment with even bigger returns. When you choose a JMMB Bank mortgage, you'll get more support, more incentives, more benefits, and more time to repay. Your JMMB mortgage expert will answer all of your questions and guide you through every step along the journey towards home ownership. You're not alone. Click on the link to learn more and discover why at JMMB Bank we're giving you more than just a mortgage.
The Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, UTEC Jamaica, #1 for innovation and entrepreneurship. After 10 years of service, we create the entrepreneurial mindset, enabling all our students to have a registered innovative business before they graduate. Enjoy the benefits of ease and convenience of our virtual 24/7 space at our Technology Innovation Center. Apply now and reap the rewards.
You know them, the movers, the shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today.